There are inherent risks to any job, and being a surveillance investigator is no different. So sitting inside a car for long periods of time can bring many health concerns, and back pain is one of them. Now, really quick, I am not a doctor, nor am I an attorney. Nothing in this video or any of my videos should ever be considered medical or legal advice. Now, whenever I sit for long periods of time, whether it is in a car, at my desk, or even in my living room, I can get all kinds of aches and pains in these old bones of mine. To help me remedy this somewhat, when on surveillance, I do several things. First is movement. I always try to get out and walk if at all possible. Now, I know many times you can't get out of your car or the gig is up. You'll get burned by your target or the neighbors or both. But if I follow my subject to a store, I will always take the opportunity to get out of my vehicle and conduct foot surveillance, or if foot surveillance is not an option, I will try to get out and stretch my legs while the subject is inside a bank or a convenience store or someplace else. You have to be careful doing this. You need to be a good distance away and be able to quickly start getting video if your subject comes out. I will usually not be out of my car for long, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, but it's definitely good to get the old blood circulating, and I'll also try to do some quick stretches if possible. Secondly, I'll try to sit in the back seat or the passenger seat if I know I'm going to be stationary for a long period of time. Sitting in the back seat allows a lot of room for stretching. You can sit behind the passenger seat with that seat pulled all the way forward. Then you have a good deal of leg room, and you can throw your legs across to the other side or even up on the seat itself. Sitting in the passenger seat often allows more leg room too. If the seat is all the way back, you have plenty of room to stretch out and no pedals in the way. Some cars like mine, which doesn't have a full console in the middle, allows me to stretch my legs across to the driver's side a little bit. This video is sponsored by OREP Insurance and Working PI Magazine. OREP is a leading provider of private investigator liability insurance. Visit orep.org for a quote today. Rear and passenger seated positions also afford you more covert options. It is easier to stay hidden from prying eyes, but it can be difficult if you need to jump in the front seat quickly to conduct mobile surveillance. Now, I don't do a lot of jumping quickly these days, so I only use these techniques if I know I'm going to be sitting stationary for a long period of time. Another major concern for sitting long periods of time in your car is blood clots. I have known multiple surveillance investigators that have suffered from blood clots in their legs due to sitting for long periods of time in stationary positions. This can be more than just a pain, folks. It can be life-threatening, to be sure. So it is definitely something that you need to be aware of while you're doing surveillance. Again, trying to get out of your car when you can and stretch when you can is a good idea, as well as a change in your position as often as possible. Some research I have done on the old intraweb, again, this is not medical advice, but I have seen these things that they can help avoid blood clots in your leg. If you smoke, stop smoking is huge. Smoking can slow down the blood flow in the veins, and ironically, as it may sound, all of the PIs I know who have suffered from blood clots due to conducting surveillance smoked at the time. Proper clothing is huge for the concern as well, folks. Too tight of pants, shorts, or even socks can encourage blood pooling in your system. It is a good balance of comfort, safety, and proper attire you need when you're conducting surveillance. I try to wear looser pants and slip-on shoes to help me stay comfortable and safer. Now, I also wear compression socks. I know this sounds counterproductive, but compression socks are actually made to assist in proper blood flow, and if you're diabetic, this is an added bonus as well. The next risk we will look at during surveillance is dehydration. Folks, I don't care if it's 110 degrees outside, 10 degrees below zero outside, or somewhere in between. Dehydration is a huge risk we all take. Staying hydrated is a must, folks. I always keep plenty of water and Gatorades in my car. Not only is it great for surveillance, but even if I'm on a long trip or doing other investigations, I have proper beverages with me all the time. Avoiding caffeine, alcohol, and sugar during and prior to surveillance will help. All of these can suck out the liquids in your system. I use Gatorade, but whatever drink you choose, check it for sugar content. Sitting in your car for a long time is like the old frog in the slow boiling water story. The only difference, the frog is smart enough to jump out of the boiling water. Surveillance PIs are not always that quick to react. Poor eating habits is a topic we must talk about as well. When I started out as a surveillance investigator, I ate just about whatever I could whenever I could. Fast food was a staple for me along with junk food. Folks, don't be dumb like I was. Eat healthy prior to and during and after surveillance. Now, I'm not talking make everything organic or make everything made from tofu or anything like that. I try first to only eat dry foods when I'm out on surveillance if possible. This helps with the whole digestive system if I keep hydrated properly. I prefer prefer things like nuts and fruits and veggies. If I know it's going to be a long day, I may even prepare or purchase a meal or two to take along with me. Preparing good, healthy food can not only help you health-wise, it can help you budget-wise as well. Cheeseburgers, tacos, and pizzas will fill you up to the point of bloating just sitting in your car and will add pounds on later down the road. Trust me, that is not a battle that you want to fight later in your life.